there's so little meaning in life. Well, so little that we can actually comprehend ourselves. We're indoctrinated into adhering to philosophical and theological beliefs of which we can neither affirmatively validate nor repudiate, but which we know take from us our ability to perceive this reality free from the influence of the poisonous theories of our bumbling elders. Theoretically.
All is meaningless, I take it? Original.
I know. Solomon beat me to it. I suppose I have few inclinations to innovate. 8,000 years since the Neolithic Revolution. I can hardly compete with the sum of all human wisdom.
Christ, you're in a bad sort today.
I claim to know everything, Nygma, not to challenge everything. In truth, all is repetitive. And so you could say I repeat with as much plausibility and self-satisfaction as I can muster.
Yeah, enough with Nietzsche. Tell me your problem.
My problem is that I like the fact that life is meaningless. I love it, in fact. It justifies my endeavours. It permits me to look upon the human race and snort derisively. I like the lucidity that comes with every morsel of my mortal coil conceiving of a pointless universe. It's the only thing that gives me peace.
You've always sounded like a man trying to ignore some past transgression, but you're far too reserved a character to be telling me that. I can only guess that some drastic has reinvigorated your senses, something that requires counsel. You haven't found God, have you?
No, something far worse.
Allah?
A challenge.
A challenge?
Yes, a most frustrating challenge. I think I've found someone whom has given me purpose.
Oh dear.
A man cannot have purpose and a nihilistic tendency simultaneously. At least not a sane man.
You consider yourself sane?
I consider myself right. I've lived my whole life working on the premise that nothing I do is of any consequence to the matter of things. This has helped me to tolerate of myself what a lesser mind would have denounced as sociopathy. But now the very foundations on which I have stood proud for so many years have begun to relentlessly crumble. For the first time I have encountered a human being whom I have needed something from. A human being who has burdened me with wretched purpose.
Dare I ask whom?
That idiot I told you about.
You tell me about many idiots. Hell, you practically use it as a synonym for human.
The cybernetic idiot.
Oh, that Napier guy.
Yes, that Napier guy. He is the bane of my existence.
But he's an idiot, even by my standards. Hell, especially by my standards. What could you possibly want or need from him?
I need his death.
The figurative or literal variety.
Please don't be coy.
So this purpose of yours is to kill some ambitious ignoramus whom wounded your pride?
In those words, kind of.
Where's the challenge in that?
There isn't a challenge in that. But a challenge does lie elsewhere.
Where?
In the more disconcerting alcoves of Napier's psyche.
What could possibly be disconcerting about someone like Jack Napier?
A lot.
Such as?
His gross inconsistency, for starters. Over the past few months, I have been certain that the little prick has been the poster boy for .com dementia. With a pull in the right direction, he would be the ideal marionette for limitless vaudevillian carnage. I've been playing him like a Stradivarius. For 6 months, that helot has been mine. All mine!
Then what's the challenge? What the hell is even the problem?
The problem is that I haven't been playing him particularly well.
I see. So the challenge is a predicament.
The performance was solid. I acted like an incensed snob. which I am, he took the bait, but somehow I've ended up in the water. And it's fucking hot.
You told him to do something terrible, I'm guessing. He did it, but he didn't do it the way you wanted him to. Now, I'm harboring a fugitive.
The police? After me? It's not that convoluted a predicament. And anyway, I've been anticipating them. My aim had never been to emulate Iago, my friend. In fact, I frankly didn't care if I was to be held criminally liable for my actions. I just wanted to hurt this city. Hurt it after the indignities it made me suffer.
I thought you talked to Napier before coming to Gotham. You can't have planned to suffer an indignity before you even entered our airspace. I mean, who does that?
I'd originally intended to use Napier for... Look, it's complicated.
Sure it is, but then if the police aren't a problem, what's your problem?
My trepidation lies solely with Napier. He's the one who's playing me. Or who has been playing me, at least.
What?
I suggested to Napier that it would be to his advantage if he went to a supermarket or a shopping mall and went on a killing spree.
Oh, God.
You don't have to worry, Nygma. He didn't do it.
Just as freaking well. I don't suppose you realize, but I recommended you for this panel. Now, and Earl is not going to exactly be pleased with me when he discovers that my associate has been playing Emperor Palpatine to some halfwit on YouTube!
Oh, so you're working directly with Earl now, are you? That's an interesting development.
It's only a temp advisory position. Mr. Earl was very impressed with my resume.
I'm sure he was. Funny, though, that you had reason to show it to him. Advisors for multinationals aren't usually sourced from film festival panels.
Look, this isn't about me. I'm not the one on my holiday house, bothering me with some nonsensical conundrum. What the hell is the matter?
Jesus Christ, I thought I was being emotional.
Look, for the love of God, tell me what your problem is.
I don't suppose you've seen the film Seven.
I worship the ground David Fincher spits on.
You're not the only one.
You think this is Napier?
Look at the name of the sixth victim. Ring any bells?
The man I found for you.
That's right. The man at the airport whom deprived me of my belongings. The man whom forced me to wear things that I do not care to repeat in your presence. And the man whom your associate so kindly agreed to beat the crap out of.
Surely this is a coincidence.
You know that's not true, Nygma. It's Napier's favorite film, and your associate is by no means discreet. Hell, one only needs to take a gander at Napier's latest video to hear he has no small level of appreciative sentiment to shower upon the John Doe mimic. That's not coincidence, Nygma. That's theatre.
But why would Napier choose him for envy?
I think you know.
I honestly don't.
Oh, come off it, Edward. You know as well as I do what envy represents. Why was it that your associate left a visible scar on that hooligan's head? I didn't ask you to do that. Hell, I didn't even ask you to harm him. But yet you and I seem more than content to acknowledge this incident before each other. Why is that? Do you think that this demonstration of power will somehow threaten me? Did you wish to implicate me in some sordid underground affair? No! You mention it with levity because you know there is absolutely no reason to do otherwise.
Your point?
My point is that envy represents something that Napier is, compared to me, but a novice in.
And something I was hoping you'd demonstrate for me.
Precisely. And I almost did it. Except Napier beat me to it.
What a tangled web we weave. when we first practiced to deceive.
If it is any consolation, I am flattered that you arranged for somebody to assail me at the airport. But you should know of all people that I am the only one with the right to choose my subjects. Really, if you wanted my skill set, you could have just asked politely.
Yes, serial killers are so picky.
The situation is simple, Nygma. Napier, through some means that I am not aware of presently, has become privy to my other hobby, and has grown envious of the dexterity in which I perform it. And as best ill mind as that creature holds, he still has managed to recognize the joy of parasite liquidation. He has killed a man he knew to be marked just for me as recompense for his abecedarian abilities and embarrassing experiences with predatory pursuits. Now he wants me to find and kill him, and thus complete his farce with an unspoken acknowledgement of his newfound skills of manipulation.
So what is the challenge you face?
To kill him without giving him that satisfaction.
And how do you propose to do that?
Napier knows that he has already had a success. I thought I was controlling him, but in fact he has been sitting back and laughing at me this whole time. He knows that my only weakness is a self-assurance that I can control everyone and everything, present company excluded.
It's fine. Deep down, we're all playing each other.
This is true. Anyhow, in purely pragmatic terms, I am at no disadvantage because of his knowing that. But Napier also knows that pragmatism is a petty object in the grand game that I like to play. I am, ultimately, susceptible to all affronts directed at my skills of manipulation. He brings before me an accusation that those skills are not up to scratch. I am impelled to feel uneasy, and unease does so often lead to fear, something Napier so desperately wants from me. What Napier doesn't know, though, is that I know what his mimicry means to him.
What does it mean?
That the victory he desires, a psychological, not a physical one, mind you, is measured by a sense of theatre. Napier takes great pride in the films he loves, and takes equal pride in dissecting the behaviour of some of cinema's greatest monsters. This is something both of us broadly share, which makes Napier's desire to use it as a means for executing my humiliation all the more significant. After all, what's more demeaning than to be killed by the very thing you love?
Irrespective of whether that was rhetorical, the things you hate.
Precisely, Nygma. The things you hate.
You're going to try and beat him at his own game, aren't you?
After all the effort he has gone to destroy me with weapons of great beauty, how will he feel when I destroy him with weapons of profound ugliness?
Now that is rhetorical.
Yes, Nygma. I'm going to extend my hobby to mimicry. Of utter filmic crap.
Inspired. Why were you carrying a computer mouse?
Be careful how you go about your business. Napier clearly knows about you. Goodbye.
A message to you, my friend. I know you probably won't receive this message until you've attended to your affairs. I just wanted to assure you everything has been taken care of. All records of your existence are extinguishable at the press of a button. And our greater plans can be left to unfold on their own accord. It has been a pleasure working with you, Jack.